The summer movie season is here and we got a vast collection of flicks to kick things off. Let's break it all down and get you ready for the opening course of your summer at the movies. Month 1 preview coming your way right now. Hello everyone and welcome to the Porter Report Summer Movie Season Preview for May. My name is BJ Porter and I hope everybody is having a wonderful day today. For all of my returning viewers, it's wonderful to see you all again, and for all my first timers out there, welcome, and we hope you enjoy everything that this video and channel has to offer. The summer movie season kicks off this Friday, so it's time to get you ready for the opening slate of films set to drop in month 1. As you can see behind me, May begins the season in explosive fashion with a plethora of films that are set to get the ball rolling for our 2025 campaign. Criminals, miscreants, spies, mentors, and even death itself all take center stage in what is sure to be a perfect starter meal for our multi-month silver screen buffet. With all these projects set to come out in a matter of days, let's run down the menu of our soon-to-be-released cinematic helpings. Here's the breakdown for all the upcoming films for summer movie season, month 1. Summer begins with the most unlikely grouping of heroes in the MCU with Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. In a world still feeling the scars of Thanos' purge of half the universe's population, the severe lack of heroes who could potentially stand against the next big universal threat is a more pressing concern than ever before. While some have their own solutions to the problem, a new destructive force may call for an unorthodox assembling that no one is quite prepared for. Marvel Phase 5 comes to a close in a film that sees the most unheroic collective of people taking on a force that will challenge them in ways none of them can foresee. But despite all of that, one thing is certain. They may not be heroes, they may not be super, but they are not giving up. The MCU's most chaotic collaboration takes shape when Thunderbolts arrives in theaters on May 2nd. Death comes full circle in the most brutal example of generational comeuppance in Final Destination Bloodlines. Many people around the world have somehow managed to escape the jaws of death. But in reality, no one can stay out of the Grim Reaper's reach for long. When death finally shows up at your door, the results could be spectacularly painful to say the least. The most nerve-wracking and intense supernatural horror franchise returns in a large-scale next chapter that will offer plenty of the mental mind games and blood-soaked chaos that has defined the series for decades. Directors Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein lead a loaded ensemble that also includes the late great Tony Todd in his final on-screen performance. Witness death make itself a family affair when Final Destination Bloodlines arrives in theaters on May 16th. Every mission, every obstacle, every victory and defeat has led to this. Ethan Hunt and his team have managed to escape so many situations that would otherwise lead to the destruction of themselves or the world at large. But their current mission could cause them to lose more than what they already have. Facing an enemy that knows their every move and every action, Hunt and the IMF find themselves in the crosshairs of the culmination of all their escapades. When the reckoning arrives, who will survive? One of Hollywood's last remaining movie stars prepares to write the final chapter of his iconic character story in the latest installment of the Mission Impossible franchise. Tom Cruise returns alongside Haley Atwell, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and Paul Clementieff in part 2 of the climactic finale. Join the mission with Hunt and the IMF one last time when Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning arrives in theaters this Memorial Day. Speaking of Memorial Day, that same weekend will see Chaos have a new furry blue mascot. Everyone remembers their very first pet, the emotional first meeting, the name you give it, and the promise of a life filled with love and joy. At least that's how it's supposed to go. For one lonely girl, her first pet will definitely invoke some emotions. However, it'll be ones that her and the island of Hawaii were never expecting. Marcel and the Shell director Dean Fleischer Camp brings some blue lace chaos to the summer in the live-action adaptation of the 2002 Disney Animation Studios classic. Get ready to ride the waves of mayhem and mischief when Lilo and Stitch comes to theaters this Memorial Day weekend. And finally, closing out month 1, traditions, legacies, and generations collide in the next chapter of the Karate Kid series. Moving to a new city is always a stressful time for anyone. Moving there from another country only adds to those emotions. When one kid's whole world is turned upside down, he leans into the one thing that brings him peace and joy. And ironically, it's fighting, specifically Kung Fu. That peace and joy he seeks is found few and far between, given his promise to never use the skills he's perfected in this new setting. But when an opportunity comes to both stand his ground and further his passion, he seeks the aid of an old friend from back home, as well as a local legend from his new home, to craft a new legacy while building on the one he was raised on. The thrilling next chapter in the Karate Kid franchise brings several different generations together. Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio return as Mr. Han and Daniel LaRusso as they honor the lessons and teachings of the late great Mr. Miyagi in the form of training a brand new student who has the same fire in his eyes that they once did. Traditions will clash and fists will fly in the Big Apple when Karate Kid Legends fights its way into theaters on May 30th. Here's a list of the other films to be on the lookout for the month of May. Regardless of what you watch, be sure to be on the lookout for these films and more upon their release all throughout the duration of the 2025 summer movie season. Like I said, May has so much to offer in terms of setting the tone for this year's summer movie season. Right out of the gate, this month's lineup offers so much, and the best part about it is that this is literally just the beginning. No matter your genre, preference, or fandom, make sure you go celebrate and support one of the best forms of visual storytelling. Now, it's time to throw it to you guys. Sound off in the comments below which movie you're most looking forward to in May, and make sure to shout out your favorite local theater as well. Be on the lookout for the reviews of these films and more throughout the month of May and beyond. I am so ready to get the season underway, and I hope you guys are just as excited as I am. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to stop on by. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the week, and until I see you all next time, I'm BJ Porter, and this has been the Porter Report.